Saudis to cut oil production by 500,000 barrels per day.
Here's a summary of the article.
Dubai, United Arab Emirates. Saudi Arabia said Sunday it will cut oil production by 500,000 barrels per day from May until the end of 2023. The cut is in addition to a reduction announced last October that infuriated the Biden administration. The cuts represent less than 5% of Saudi Arabia's average production of 11.5 million barrels per day in 2022. The earlier cuts, of some 2 million barrels a day, had come on the eve of U.S. midterm elections in which soaring prices for gas and other basic goods was a major issue. Since those cuts, oil prices have actually trended down. Saudi Arabia's state-run oil giant Aramco recently announced record profits of $161 billion from last year. Aramco said it hoped to boost production to 13 million barrels a day by 2027.
This post received a score of 8,800, with an upvote ratio of 95%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
My mind is always blown at how much oil is pumped up every day, and yet there's still oil left in the earth.
There's about 1 billion years of decaying organic matter underground, and we're trying our best to pump it into the atmosphere in 150 to 200 years. Remarkable feat if you think about it.
Fun fact, the entire Earth produces only a few hundred barrels of oil per day. That's it.
I have never thought about the process still being ongoing, if that's what you mean. But for some reason I just assumed new oil hasn't been generated for millions of years. I thought it was an ancient reserve that was being tapped into.
This is mostly correct. There is a lot of what is called new oil that is mostly just ancient organic matter that just hasn't been processed enough to be usable oil yet. People love to spout shit about it like it's gonna somehow push back peak oil indefinitely, but in reality the volume is so paled in comparison to the current daily consumption that it may as well not exist. Coronavirus accounted for more oil savings than the last 100 years of natural generation.
Coal comes from land plants, trees, ferns. Oil comes from plankton, algae etc. in the oceans.
Think most coal deposits on Earth come from a time, Carboniferous era, when trees were way more prolific and there weren't any microbes or fungi that could break down the lignins in their wood, which led to massive piles of solid organic carbon just being buried intact and compressed into coal. Don't have that anymore.
I wish we could have seen that site 500 meters of pile lumber. Imagine the creatures down there.
They need to take a breather. Only had $161 billion in profits last year.
That's barely livable. Fucking disgrace. How the fuck are they gonna feed their families? Maybe we should start a GoFundMe for them. Right, what's it cost to feed a family? $1 trillion. We should totally subsidize that shit and get these titans of industry back on top. How much for one banana, Michael? $10.
It's a banana, Michael. What could it cost? $10?
This joke becomes less of a joke every year. Eventually people won't even get it as a joke.
That's just Saudi. Other OPEC and non-OPEC oil-producing nations also made a surprise cut on their oil production. Their combined oil production cut is more like 1.5 million barrels per day.
I guess that'll be why gas shot up like 50 cents since last week here.
Nope. Oil prices are still lower than they were a month ago.
In Korea they do lol, and the price never goes down at the same rate as the market due to LAX regulations.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.